Let's rock! Hell yeah! Godlike! Holy shit! Gentlemen, the king!
What is going on, guys? Welcome to Mid Please on this day, Wednesday, the 28th of September. I'm Pride. I'm joined by Cumley. What's going on, Cumley? How's everything going?
Oh, hello, Pride. I'm lovely today, as always, because every day is lovely in Cumley land. Yeah, doing pretty good.
Every day is lovely in Cumley. I've heard that, but
Legally,
unfortunately, I've never been there, so it's I plan to, though, right after Sweden, for DreamHack and all that stuff. Then I'll come by for a little bit, flight back. But today on the show, we've got many great things. Like, this has been a very surprising day for all this, kind of something that was thrown together 2 days ago, and how much it's grown, Cumley. How much it has grown.
It's true. It's like a little seed.
It is. We've got like 3 things to give away.
It's true.
3 things. We've got, obviously the one that we've been advertising for so long. We've got the Dota 2 beta key to give away, right? And that's exciting. On top of that, Riot has granted us a PAX Jack skin to give away on the show today.
Mm-hmm.
And S2 Games, Heroes of Newerth, they're giving us something to give away as well. That we get to choose like what they give away. Like, they're letting us decide that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I kind of, not to tip my hand too early, but I'm kind of liking the Bunny Pred idea, because people can't get that anymore, and I think we can do that, so that'd be fun.
Right on. So that's like 3 things we're giving away. Like, that's insane for a first episode of a podcast. I think. Like, I don't even think like G4 could handle all this.
We're like G4.5, so
that we are. But speaking of S2 Games, we're actually we're joined by some special guests here today. Who are these guys again? I forget. I'm sorry.
Wow. Well,
I'm just kidding. Well, go ahead, introduce them.
Well, we have my good friend Marks from every subreddit ever made. How you doing, Marks?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Lovely. And we also have Idejder, of course, from S2 Games. Idejder, how you doing tonight?
Doing fantastic.
It's
been a good week so far.
Yeah. What are you drinking? I heard you were drinking something.
We actually found a rum at a local grocery store called the Kraken, and so now I'm drinking that.
That is amazing.
Yeah, we just found it and it was in a great bottle. We're buying this right now.
How is it?
It's delicious.
It is. I feel like, full disclosure, I'm drinking Half Acre Daisy Cutter American Pale Ale, which, if you ever find this shit, it's like Chicago Brewery, but if you ever find it, just buy all of it. Just buy all of it. I don't care how much they have. They sell like 4 tall boys, which is adorable. Yeah. So that's our lineup for right now, Pride.
Yeah, that's our lineup. We've got Pride, Cumley, Marks, and Idejder. So we've got like an amazing show today. Like, I'm actually very happy and excited and surprised at how good of a show we actually lined up for the first one. Like, usually first run podcasts are like, because everyone's all nervous and whatnot, and no one wants to really talk because everyone hates the sound of their own voice for some reason. I'm not really sure why.
I don't. I listen to myself constantly. I actually have a loop so I can hear everything I say all day, like on a 3-second delay. It's so romantic.
Oh, dude, that would just annoy the hell out of me. I'm gonna be honest. Anyways, man, let's get right into some news. I think we're gonna start with League of Legends first, right? Like, isn't that what we're doing?
Sure.
All right. Well, the big news for League of Legends right now is Dominion, right? Like, Dominion, I think it's released. I know they were doing like a beta thing for a while where they were like turning it on at certain times and then they turn it back off. But I've heard that, I keep hearing that it has gone like full on live, like it is ready to play and ready to go. Do you guys know if that's 100%?
So Dominion came out yesterday, the 27th, and they were doing, as you said, the not so beta testing, where during non-peak times they would put it live for the server. Just knowing I was coming onto this today, I played a couple games earlier. It is different. It still kind of has the LoL aspect or kind of gameplay mechanics, except they remove how turtle-based League of Legends was and kind of give you incentive to go capture these control points. The big thing I didn't like about it was they kind of removed the phase changing of the game, where it goes from laning to mid-game to late game, and you instantly start at level 3 with like 2,400 gold.
What?
So you can jump right into the mid-game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
you're getting gold like left and right. Like I was getting so much gold, I couldn't spend it all. Like it was almost a burden to have so much gold, because you felt like you had to run back and buy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just so much gold so quickly. It was intense.
Yeah, my first game at one point, I had 7,500 gold and no idea what to spend it on. But it was fun. I really enjoyed that. Right off the bat, I went and ganked 2 guys and got a double kill, and I had so much gold I couldn't think of what to do with it. And my whole team was just running around as a small group of 3 or 5 and just going against 1 or 2 guys, taking them out. But a big problem I saw today, and then someone pointed out in the IRC, is in higher level games, you can so when the game starts, you get, I think it's a minute to buy items and level up and do whatever you're going to do, but they block off the exits of the spawn, so you can't leave. Well, apparently you can just use Flash and get out of there and start capping points before the game starts. So it starts damaging the enemy nexus, which gives you an advantage before the game even begins.
Yeah. Well, what I see them doing with that is probably a global silence before the game starts.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll find a way to fix it. It was just kind of something I'm assuming they didn't think about early on, but...
I mean, to me, that's what I thought beta tests were for, but apparently, I guess not.
Those don't always go as planned.
Yeah, I just want to articulate that I have no opinion on this whatsoever, because I've never fucking played it. Dominion. I'm sure it's lovely.
I have played it, and I actually, I'm trying my best to not, like, bash on League of Legends and stuff like that. But League of Legends definitely is not my favorite MOBA game, and probably because they ingrained the term MOBA into my head, which I can't stand. Like, I prefer to call it an action RTS. But like, I don't know, but everyone says MOBA these days, and it's like it's just been ingrained in there, so it's like second nature now, and it's really annoying. But when I did play it, I played for like 3 hours with a bunch of people from Nordic Radio and whatnot. And we actually we went 2-2, so that was fine. But my biggest like deal with it is it's a little too fast-paced, in my opinion. Like it's a little too chaotic. I mean, you want to have some chaos. Like, you want to be able to have those, clutch moves and whatnot, that excitement. But to me, it was a little too quick. Like,
yeah. See, Here's what I'm gonna say is that when I play a game like HoN or I play a game like DotA, I want to be able to have a real effect on the game, and I feel like the best way for me to have that is for my little decisions to matter. And I feel like if you have a game that's too action oriented, that's too action packed, your decisions start mattering a little bit less and a little bit less. And it sounds to me like something like the Dominion is not going to have the same kind of impact on your decisions as something that's more long and drawn out, like even traditional League of Legends, or obviously like Heroes in Newerth.
Definitely, I agree completely.
And just to back up a little bit, just let's back up just a hair. MOBA is like the worst name for the genre ever. just please stop.
Multiplayer online battle arena.
Look, I don't care who came up with it. I don't care if Ice Frog and Idejder got together and they made out and they thought of MOBA. It's an awful name. And I was trying to describe to my friend Flowers why I hated it so much, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I figured out it's because you can say it without using your tongue at all, and that makes me feel really uncomfortable. That's my only criticism of it, is that you can say it without using your tongue, and it makes me really uncomfortable. But Arts is so good. Just call it Arts. Arts is
Arts.
so good. It's so good. I like to play Arts games.
Arts and crafts. Like that's just honestly what it should be. Arts and crafts.
I like it.
Like they need to throw in professions like from WoW. Arts and crafts done.
Easy.
That's the next expansion right there. S2. You got it. You win.
Instead of ganking a lane,
You
go
win.
harvesting.
Arts and crafts. All right.
Yeah. Write that one down. Write that one down. Go ahead.
Already got it.
Nice. But yeah, Dominion definitely came out, and a lot of people were excited about it. A lot of people were really looking forward to playing it, myself included, because you know, it seemed like a mixture between Arathi Basin, which is a World of Warcraft battleground, and you know, kind of the action RTS style of gameplay, the Dota style of gameplay. And I thought, you know, they could make a pretty decent companionship there. I thought it could work if they did it right. And I think that they're on the right track, but there definitely are some things that I wish they would do. Specifically, find some ways to slow it down just a little bit, not too much, because you want it to be fast-paced. I mean, it's supposed to be a faster-paced game type, but it's just a little too quick, in my opinion. Like, it's a little too, you know, touch and go. I think the map is either too big or too small. I can't really decide which one yet, but it's one or the other. And I'm not entirely sure why, but that's just something that keeps coming up when I think about it. The map doesn't seem like a very proper size. Like, I think it would be better if it was a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger, but I don't think the current size, I don't know what it is about the current size, I just don't really like it. And of course, some of the items and things like that have been blocked out, and I'm not sure of the reasoning behind that. I'm sure it's a balancing deal, but they didn't really go into detail on why they blocked out those specific items. And I haven't played League of Legends nearly enough to know exactly what those items are and what they do. Because I mean, you know, it's not the same as Dota and Heroes of Newerth, where, you know, there's only a couple of discrepancies between the items. In League of Legends, I mean, there are quite a few. I mean, League of Legends has like 18 different pairs of boots.
That feels like too many boots.
It is. No, I'm like, in all honesty, I made this comment the other day, and I'm sticking by it. I sincerely believe that a blonde Cali chick like designed League of Legends.
Don't rule it out. I mean,
just by the amount of shoes that you can buy.
A man can't appreciate a nice collection of shoes, Pride.
I'm sure they could, but I mean, I've got two pair. I've got a pair of work boots and a pair of skater shoes, and that's it. And it fits my needs exactly and perfectly.
All right, so League of Legends has been in action-packed. It's a new style. Obviously, it's really new. We need to experiment with it a little bit. We need to see how it's actually going to play out. I think we should probably move on from there.
All right, definitely. We're gonna go ahead. Let me take a look at the timing right now. Yeah, we're still good. Actually, let's talk a little bit about Heroes of Newerth. We're just gonna touch on it just a tad because we got to take a little commercial break here pretty quickly. But we are gonna go ahead. We're gonna talk about that just a little bit. Right now, I guess the biggest thing we can talk about is the coin sale. And
yeah.
Our good friend Idejder here did you guys just like randomly choose a number? Because 67% is just like, how did you get 67%?
It's the 2/3 rounded for ease. I'm not on the business end of that. I don't make the decisions for sales and what's going on there. It's just like, hey, there's a big sale, and I'm like, oh, it's news to me. Like, it's pretty much where we how far I know about that.
All right. Well, if you didn't know, there is a massive sale going on right now in Heroes of Newerth for all your heroes and things like that. 67%, which I guess is indeed 2/3 rounded up, and so definitely get on that while you have the chance. That's really all I want to talk about with that. I just want to know how you came up with 67. And now that you said that, now I kind of feel dumb because that's an obvious answer. But you know what? I'm boss enough that I'm just gonna, let that one go.
Yeah.
And, we'll move on to Comely. Let's talk about Cthuluphant.
Yeah. Okay. So Cthuluphant he's an interesting new hero. For those of you that don't know, he has like a charging stun of huge fat ball of elephant death. He has this thing where he impales a creep, and then suddenly he has a shield, and he can kill any creep. He can just fucking kill it. He can't kill ancients or heroes or anything like that, obviously. But he can go if he can go kills a Catman champion at level 1, he can just kill it immediately. And then he gets a shield from it, and you know that kind of combination. Like I don't really know where he fits in HoN, and I think that was kind of the idea behind him, is that they've had a lot of heroes that are like, hey, look at how synergistic my spells are, guys. Look at, you can do this exact combination of spells, and that's what you should do almost every time. And he seems like a much more kind of standoffish hero where, you know, play with it, see what you like doing, see what kind of role you like fitting him in. And I think we're going to see players and builds and things come out of him that are going to do things that will, you know, surprise us or just be played crisply enough that they work really, really well in one faction or another. So it's a really interesting hero for me to look at, you know.
I definitely agree. I mean, I like that they implemented. They're implementing recently. They've got what was the other one? The community made one. It was Geomancer, right?
Mm-hmm.
They implemented Geomancer, and now they've implemented Cthuluphant, which was designed by the guys that Control Alt Delete. Like I think there was some sort of like art contest or something like that, and they came up with the hero design for Cthuluphant, and I think that's really awesome that you guys are doing that. You know, adding in some of the, you know, getting the community involved with, you know, big gameplay decisions like that. I mean, you know, adding a new hero means, you know, that you've got to balance that hero with all these other heroes and whatnot. I mean, that's a big decision to add something like that into the game. So I think, you know, kudos to you guys for doing that. Definitely, I like the hero. I have played him once. Not the hero I would choose all the time, but I mean, he definitely fits well, and I like the design of the hero and things like that. It doesn't really match my particular play style, but you know, that's fine. But Idejder, if you wanna, you just go into a little bit about kind of maybe how you guys go about how you guys went about that decision to go ahead and add him in.
It actually started with Fielding, if people remember him talking to them, and then they did their art contest, and we eventually got like a name and a concept, and we had to make abilities from there. And like we made some, and he made some, and there was back and forth and blah blah blah. But the general concept that we want to go with was easy to play, simple hero that was pretty straightforward. Like we had like Monkey King and Drunken Master that had like all sorts of crazy nonsense things going on. And like Monkey King is like moving from this side of the screen to that side of the screen. Oh, he's now back over here, and like it has a really high skill cap. So we wanted to make something that very straightforward abilities. Like you click this, this does this. You click this, it does this. Now you're over here and you're just hitting things. And it's good to have a good mix of the easy to play and the not easy to play, because obviously the new players need to play those, and sometimes you just want to play a brain dead hero and right click things. So we think we did a good job with that, and we think it's a hell of a lot of fun for being easy just to play a game with. Not easy to definitely master with, but easy just to play a game with.
For sure, for sure. And I know that the community is like super excited that he's not early access. I don't know, because you said you're not really on the business side of things, but I don't know if you can comment on why that decision was made to not make him an EA hero.
It's more of, not really. It's just how it ended up with that one.
Yeah,
how it ended up. I was actually like Heroes and Newerth players are probably gonna like be all pissed off at me, but I actually like early access. To be honest, I think it's pretty cool. Like I think that you know, having a hero come out, I think it lessens the amount of people who are just automatically going to pick that guy, like straight up, no matter what. You got that mod that has the auto pick like as soon as the game starts. And so you're not having like 15 people in a game. I mean, and that's seriously how it is. Even though there's only 10, there's like 15 people in that game trying to get that particular hero. And so it causes a lot of like unnecessary drama even before the game begins, because this guy wanted to play it, but this guy got it first, right? And then, you know, you get people who are already have animosity in a game that is designed, literally, in my opinion, to create animosity. And so, I mean, like, to me personally, I like EA because it kind of lessens that a little bit. And, of course, you know, to help support S2, Like that's one of my biggest things. Like people are complaining about this and all that, but in my personal opinion, like EA, it supports S2, and we're all playing this game because it's a great game, and any support is awesome, and it's not that big of a deal to have to wait another 4 weeks.
Hey, we appreciate it.
But then again, I have like 180,000 gold coins, so
There might be a little bit of a bias involved.
Yeah, I don't know if you're the normal demographic.
yeah.
As somebody that is like the food stamp equivalent of gold coins, I'm still pretty comfortable with early access. It's interesting. I don't know. I have mixed feelings. At first, like, don't get me wrong, at first, I heard no offense, but when early access came out, I was pissed off. I was like, what are you talking about? This is insane. But I think that, just the fact that it was a big change that wasn't expected is a lot of the reason why a lot of people had that reaction. Now that it's kind of settled down and the heroes are starting to trickle into the general pool and all of that stuff, I think a lot of people are much more comfortable. And I think a few more people were concerned about the whole legacy account versus early access and free to play accounts was a little bit more. I don't have a point here. I'm just saying words. I'm saying buzzwords until somebody cuts me off. So I'm just going to keep doing that.
Clarified only.
Thank you, Marks. So what do you think about everything ever?
So I was going to talk a bit about my opinion on Cthuluphant and Geomancer.
All right, go for it.
I really enjoy playing jungle heroes just for the point that it gives somebody else a solo lane. It boosts everyone's experience on your team up really quickly, really fast, and gives great opportunities to gank, especially if you pull and have good lane control. My only issue with Cthuluphant is I can't really figure out where he fits into the game. I tried playing him as a tank, as an initiator, as a carry. I just couldn't excel at any of the roles. But I really enjoy the hero. I love the artwork and the style, and that he's secretly engaged in Amphora.
Oh god, yes.
So Nymphora's gonna have a miscarriage? That's what you're telling me? Is that an alt avatar? Sorry, that's a really obscure Control Delete reference. I apologize for even making that.
I just pictured a teleporting fetus.
Oh god.
I will give you all of Pride's gold coins if that happens.
Wait, what?
I will give you all of them. Sorry, Pride, it's for a good cause.
I didn't sign that contract.
It's for a good cause, man.
I also really like Geomancer. I like the fact that he's finally in the game after being teased for however long and wherever the contest went. My only issue with the hero is that I just felt he was kind of underpowered. That doing anything in the lane felt like I was doing it correctly, getting in there, doing my damage, but it just wasn't enough. But my favorite part is just getting chased and disjoining under some trees and getting well away.
Yeah. So speaking of underpowered, Idejder, how much are you able to tell me about the patch that's coming Friday? Because I kind of want to know if Geomancer is getting tweaked at all.
Oh, hold on.
I need to know this right now.
No, Pride says no.
No. we are going to talk about the patch and stuff like that, but it's going to be after this very quick commercial break. Also, we're going to give you the details as soon as we get back on how to win which one are we going to give away for this one?
Yes, something.
We're gonna go with the S, since we're talking with S2 right now, and we're talking Heroes of Newerth. When we get back from this quick break, we are going to give you the details on how you can get your hands on that giveaway by them. All right, so stay tuned. We'll be right back in like 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
You are listening to Nordisil Radio. You are listening to Nordisil Radio.
All right, and we are back right here on Mid Please, right here on Nordisil Radio at nordisilradio.com. I'm Pride, I'm joined by Cumley, I'm joined by Marks, and I am joined by Idejder and of S2 Games. And we are talking Heroes of Newerth right now. But before we get any further into this, I do want to let you guys know how you can get your prize, your giveaway for the Heroes of Newerth segment. And that giveaway is going to be the Bunny Predator alt avatar. And it's like a very exclusive one, right? It was for Easter.
You can only get a shit at Easter, man.
Yeah, so, but you can get it today by going to the Mid Please Facebook page and clicking on the like button. That's all you got to do. What you got to do is go there, click on the like button. There's already a post, right? There's already a post that says sign here with your Heroes of Newerth account. And you'll be entered into a random drawing that I'll do at the end of the show. And we'll give that away. So that's going to be awesome. I am going to go ahead right now. I'll post a link right here in the IRC chat. Now, if you are not in IRC to get this, you can join IRC by going to www.nordisoradio.com. Click on the chat button and just type in a name and then click enter chat and you're going to be right there. I mean, we're all here and you should be too. But just for in case you don't want to do that or whatever, you can go to www.facebook.com/midplease. That's it. No exclamation point though. So all you got to do, facebook.com/midplease. And you can then go ahead and get your chance to win the... Wow, are you guys seeing IRC right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
I might have linked it in popular places. This is not my fault.
Where did you link it?
Places where there might be thousands of people that see it.
Boy, was that specific.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright. Well, now that I think the flood's pretty much over now. Alright, I'm going to post it one more time. And then that's it. Facebook.com/midplease. Like it and then sign on there with your... Oh, wow, there's already 41 people. Wow. Okay. 59 now. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff indeed.
It's not easy being handsome, Pride, but
It
somehow we
is
managed.
apparently not. Awesome. All right, but let's go ahead. Let's get right back into the to Heroes of Newerth discussion. Like, everyone's here. Everyone has their vodka refilled and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready to roll?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's talk patch. That's the most important thing, right? Patch notes.
Clearly.
So, Kelmy, I'm gonna throw this over to you because you're the expert here.
I'm the expert on everything, even automotive repair. Idejder, Geomancer, is he getting changed? Is he getting buffed a little bit? I feel bad for the little guy.
I believe his ult is getting a change, but not anything. It's no overarching thing. He's not getting like some massive rework. It's not gonna be like his power is gonna go like through the roof or anything. It's just general minor tweaks.
And let me soapbox for a moment here. I love that, right? Like, I love when you're like, we're gonna up his starting strength by 1. What's up, bro? Like, tiny little interesting changes like that are much better to me, because sometimes that's all a hero needs. A hero just needs a little bit of a stat gain, a little bit of a tweak on a spell. He doesn't need to be fucking reworked because, you know, he wins 49% of the time instead of 50. Obviously there's some heroes that are like, I don't know, like 12% win rate, like Drunken Master pre-buff, but no, like in general, I really like those small changes. I think that's really interesting. What kind of stuff should we look towards in this patch? Obviously, this is a big patch. You said it's like 8 pages of patch notes or something.
That's the thing. I don't think most people realize is, or at least I don't think anybody realizes that like in 2 days or whatever, that whenever we patch on Friday, it's going to be a very, very large, significant patch that we've been building up for a while. That has a whole pile of code changes and a whole pile of hero and item changes, and even an observatory change, Kongor changes, and bug fixes and all sorts of things like that. And as I said, like on Twitter the other day, I was writing the patch notes a few days early, and whenever I was finished, they were 7.5 pages. So that's where we're at right now.
So basically on Friday we're getting 7.5 pages of changes. Like,
there are some things that are more wordy than they need to, obviously, just for the sake of explaining things to people. But that's where they are right now.
That's awesome. I'm excited.
That is intense.
I don't know how specific you can be, but are there any changes that really stand out to you that you think people are going to be really excited or kind of I don't want to say controversial, but controversial?
Let's see. There's a whole bunch of there's a few changes that are like overarching large game changes, and then there are a whole bunch of specific heroes. And one of actually the biggest things for us that we spent a lot of time iterating on was actually Kongor and actually tweaking him a bit, because there are some situations where he basically, you'll be in a game and based on what the heroes are, you run into the Kongor pit and you're like, guys are doing Kongor, Kongor has died. And so we want to make sure there's enough time for people to like react to what's going on there. So we tweaked a little bit of how Kongor works and a little bit about how he scales. And people can't use illusions from the illusion room to tank him anymore.
God damn. I got so good. I finally got so good at that.
But no,
I
that's
know
like
there are
the
lots of
worst-
people that did that.
That's like the worst feeling though. When you're playing, when you're in the game, you're playing, and you take a look at the map and you realize that no one's there, and then it just clicks in your mind. You're like, oh my god, they're doing Kongor right now. Like they are doing Kongor right now, and you literally go to type it. Hey, we should get to Kongor has been killed. The worst feeling in the world.
A big issue I have right now is just like, you can design a team around minus armor and take down Kong in less than 30 seconds. Be in and out of the pit before they realize what's going on.
Right, and actually a big part of that is, obviously, like what we're changing in this is after this patch you can't lower his armor anymore. Like you can cast all the spells on him, but they won't do anything. Like you can use Pestilence Alt on him and you still get vision of him, but his armor goes nowhere. So that combined with a little bit of a raise of his armor is what we're hoping will slow him down a bit. But still, like it's not like he's going to be doing that much more damage or anything. So it's not like he's harder to kill other than he just takes more time, which gives the other team more time to do stuff.
But just for the record, the greatest strategy in the world is still viable, right? Level 1 Kong?
Yes, that is absolutely still fantastic. And I completely endorse level 1 Kongor.
Level 1 Kongor is the most amazing thing.
You feel like you're doing some kind of like George Clooney bank job when you do with one Kongor. I am George Clooney always, but even more so when I'm doing that.
It's absolutely amazing. especially when I'm playing that guy. You know that guy. Of course you know that guy. But when I'm playing Polywog Priest, that's who I'm trying to think of. Polywog. You're playing Polywog, everyone's in there, we're all smashing them, and then they all leave, and then you hit your level 5, and then you run up the first tower, you hit your level 6, and then it's game over. Everyone else is like level 1, you're level 6 Polywog. Done.
There you go.
Greatest thing. That's my Heroes of Newerth claim to fame. That is the only time in Heroes of Newerth I was ever I ever thought of myself as a pro gamer.
Just took down the first tower in under 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm talking like I was level 6 before 2 minutes was up. That's pro.
I remember that big old gauntlet video where the whole team left and that gauntlet hit 5, kills a creep hit 6, and ults Chipper like 30 seconds into the game. Everyone else is just like, all right, I'm done, rage quit.
Yeah, that video is actually how we got the idea. I'm almost positive it was done before we did it, but that was our little idea. We were like, all right, we're gonna get like push heroes, and this was before the Keeper nerf, and so we had Keeper and Enigma, Tempest.
It wasn't a nerf, it was a rework.
Hey now, come on. And speaking of that, using like 1 billion minions just to kill Kongor, he's gonna do more damage against minions. So you're not gonna be able to just like throw like 40 little units at him and him just be like, oh, I'm just gonna attack this one and then die.
You're just gonna throw all the fun strats out the window, aren't you?
Yes, we absolutely, that's exactly what we're going for. Thank you.
So can I solo him on Warbeast anymore after Puzzle Box? Goddamn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to be a bit more intelligent about how you do it.
No, I refuse.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, then
balance around my ignorance.
And the other thing about him that actually most people don't realize, and I bet you don't even realize this, is that Kongor actually caps out in how strong he gets to the 45-minute mark.
Duh.
And so we're increasing that to the hour mark. So it like scales higher.
Oh, interesting.
That's pretty awesome.
How about this? If you kill Kongor, zombie Kongor comes back, and the next time you kill him, he eats your brains.
I'll write that down right now. Thank you.
Just write it in pen too, because idea.
Inking it in.
Oh, nice. No, I had something to kind of add to that, and then it totally just like gone.
I was gonna add something, but then Enigma informed me you guys are turning Kongor into a giant tank that shoots lasers.
Oh, sounds about right.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
That is awesome. That is awesome. But here's what I was gonna say. Speaking of reworks, Vindicator, what's up? When can I lane without fearing that guy, because I hate him.
We know that there is lots of hate for him, and we've said before in the past that we're going to be working on him. And Deadwood as well, actually, is on our list of this hero can be a big. To be fair,
he's fine. He's fine. Just Vindicator.
Fine.
I hate Vindicator. Like
only the ones I don't play.
I can deal with Deadwood. I can't deal with Vindicator. Like when I see a Vindicator, it's just like I want to shoot myself in the face.
See, I go sideline.
We know that there's issues, and we're looking at them. It's nothing you can. I wouldn't expect it don't look for that soon. We're still working on an iterating thing. So, but it's in the works. It's on the test, and it's working its way through.
That's awesome. All right. Well, let's see. Is there anything else we want to discuss with the patch, this upcoming patch, this major patch that's coming on Friday, or have we pretty much covered that? I mean, come on, we got one shot, one opportunity.
I haven't seen it, yeah. So Idejder, if there's anything else you think is gonna particularly
browsing, you have to scroll a bit to get through things here.
That's good. Good, I like it.
Finally, given Frostful Skull, the nerf everybody's been crying about forever.
Oh shit! Tell me more. Tell me more.
That's all you get for now.
Just read it. I don't give a
no.
Oh fuck! Thank God.
Random tweaks. Melee here getting a little bit of help.
That's good. Can I play melee hard carries again? Because I would really love if I could play melee hard carries again.
We'll see. We'll see what we did helps, but.
All right, I'm gonna try the fuck out of it. So, I'll get back to you.
I'll support you with no wards and couriers.
Yeah.
Kraken finally got a little bit of a hit because everyone's crying about him too.
You do. Just a tweak.
What about Bulwark? That's my biggest issue.
Bulwark got a little bit of a hit too because everybody cries about that too. Slayer got a little bit of a hit too because everybody cries about that too.
Yeah.
Rhapsody got a little bit of a hit too because everybody cries about that too.
Look, it's not unnecessary. Just because people are crying doesn't mean.
I know. I'm not saying that it is.
Doesn't mean they're wrong.
The changes are happening. The reason behind them is not because people cry about them. I'm just being.
Don't ever nerf pebbles, no matter how many people cry about it. That is sacred.
I will keep that in mind.
He is on a pedestal.
Even Silhouette's getting some work done.
That's good. That's good.
And Swiftblade can use Portal Key while ulting now.
Finally!
Okay. Wow.
I always assumed that worked, because... Did that work at some point in the game? Because I swear to fucking God I've done it. It had to have.
Before. Well, at least for a while it hasn't, at least. And now we're letting it happen again, because we figured out...
At least I'm not crazy, because I was like... I read that, and I was like... I'm not that retarded. But I just want to tell everybody that's listening right now that plays Heroes of Newerth, Portal Key is core on Swiftblade. It's core. Fuck your stupid Rune Axe. You don't need Rune Axe. Get Portal Key always. So good. They're running away. They're alone. Just go ult them. Just go fucking kill them. But you have to go mid, obviously. You have to solo mid. Obviously.
Yeah, you're asking a lot from our listeners right now.
No, thank you. Go solo mid Swiftblade. Get a bottle, key. And then get your fucking boots, and then rush Portal Key, and then never stop killing everybody. And then get a Codex, because you can Codex during your ult, which is hilarious. People feel so insulted.
You do that leap and they run away, you leap to somebody else, and you Codex them from the other hero.
Nigma just called me the worst Swiftblade in chat. Nigma,
Yeah,
I want
I
to
saw that.
know, sir, that my win rate on mid Swiftblade Portal Key is somewhere in the 90s. Go admin stat look up that shit right now. I got nothing.
Right on,
yeah,
right on. That's...
got a little bit of work done too.
Who did?
Yes, I love Archer. Archer needs more buffs.
Good. Good.
Right on. So another thing, the last little deal we've got going on with Heroes of Newerth. Myself and Cumley actually have a tournament we're hosting coming up. It's called the Heroes of Newerth Cumley Cup. It's partially sponsored by S2 Games. By partially sponsored, I mean they gave us coin packages to give away as prizes.
So
yeah, that name just sounds dirty.
Ah, it's so
the
good.
Cumley Cup, it's amazing.
You actually win my jockstrap if you win the tournament. Most people didn't know about that prize. That's an exclusive to mid.
That is. Now, But it is an amateur series tournament, so anyone can join if they want to. Myself and Cumley will be going through all the applicants and picking out who we feel the top 16 teams will be. We'll put them together, seed accordingly, and you can have your shot for every single person on your team to win a $40 coin package from S2 Games. And you can feel a little bit like me sometimes. You know, you're rich in the gold coins. For I don't know how much is EA, like, let's see, what would be the most, right? Like I have to go through and like figure out the most cost efficient like deals that you should buy with the $40 coin package.
Buy cocaine and whores and just snort all night.
Through gold coins.
Through gold
I didn't know they
coins.
now accept gold coins as currency.
Dude, drug dealers accept everything now. Do you know that drug dealers accept PayPal? Like through, they have iPhone apps where you can pay people like PayPal and credit cards and shit right there. And so you go up and it's like, I'll give you $40 worth, and you're like, okay, let me pay in PayPal. And then you buy some Grubhub or something. Easy.
Oh. You seem very experienced in this.
I don't know if that's true, but I feel like it should be.
it would be awesome and like not awesome at the same time. Awesome because they can do it, not awesome because my bank account's already low enough. But, no, definitely, we've got that, and you can go and you can sign up for that by going to nordisoradio.com/esports. I believe. I should probably check on that, right?
It feels right.
Yeah,
it does feel right.
Chat, so I think that's right.
Yeah, that's right. I was correct. See, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's going to be live casted by myself and Cumley. We're going to be casting it live and all that good stuff. Twitch TV is the other part of the sponsor for that, and they're hooking us up with some nice stuff as well. And we are definitely going to have some fun. So get over there, sign in, get some players together, and definitely sign up and try to participate in that. If you're looking for teammates or whatever, there is a channel. I'm going to say both of them. You can go to Reddit. Don't
say Reddit. Reddit is always full, and it's hard enough to get in for me right now.
I always get in.
Idejder, what are my chances of getting the channel limit expanded on Reddit? Because it's always full.
At some point soon.
I like it. Okay.
We're working on chat server things that'll let channels be larger.
Okay. All right. No, I like it. That's good.
Well,
and can I have my moderator from patch to patch? Because that would be lovely.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask for.
I think that's part of it too. We'll see.
Beautiful. Love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
Yeah, because it's sad that I have to like wait on Cumley, because Cumley somehow always is the first person in my little chat channel, so he always gets the mod, and then he has to give it to me, and that's shameful.
It is.
But no, if you are definitely looking for some people to play with and things like that, even if you don't want to be in the tournament, if you just want to kind of practice a little bit and play with some people who are a little bit nicer than some of the other HoN players out there, you can go to the chat channel OMFG Kata on Heroes of Newerth, and there's always like a bunch of people in there who are willing to play and talking and all that good stuff. So there you go on that. So sign up for that. That's gonna be a lot of fun, and that's gonna be taking place on the weekend right before BlizzCon, because I've got to fly out that weekend. So it's gonna be on the 16th. No, it's not, because that's September. It's gonna be on the 14th, 15th, and 16th of October. So definitely make sure you get in there real quick, because we've only got about 2 weeks before that starts. So get in on that. And with that said, I do believe we're coming right up here on the 7:20 mark, at least in the Central Standard Time Zone here in America. So we are going to go ahead. We're going to take a quick music break, since the S2 guys are like, that's not a commercial break, right? That's music. That's
true.
What the hell are you
That's
talking
not
about?
right to lie to your listeners.
But yeah, we're gonna take a quick music break real quick. I'll actually here you go. I think this is a very fitting song for what we're about to talk about next. All right, so stick around. We will be right back.
You are listening to Nordisoul Radio.
And we are back right here and mid-please on Nordisoul Radio at nordisoulradio.com. I am Pride. I'm joined by Cumley, Marks, and Idejder from S2 Games. And we just got done talking a lot about Heroes of Newerth. We just gave the details on how you can get your Bunny Predator alt avatar, very exclusive alt avatar that S2 was very kind enough to give to us, to give out to you guys. Not only that, we've also got another giveaway. We're talking about a PAX Jax from Riot Games. We're going to give that away right there at the end of the show. And also, don't forget the major one here, the Dota 2 beta key that we're giving away on the very first episode of Mid Please, and we appreciate everyone joining us on the deal. I do have to apologize, though. Like, I didn't want to really bring this up because I thought I was okay, but I did just get over, like, one of the worst sinus infections of my life, and I'm still kind of gotten some drainage going on. So,
I thought you sounded like an asshole, but I didn't want to say anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like, I'm trying really hard not to, like, you know, do the whole, like, nose thing.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Because that's just, like, weird to hear over the internets.
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely. I'm like, it's like you can feel the, like, bubbles and stuff in there. It's really bad. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't talk.
This is the worst conversation ever. Let's move
Yeah,
on.
how did we get on this topic?
I don't know. I have no idea whatsoever on how we got to this particular topic. But, yeah. In other words, we're going to start talking about Dota 2 now, because we do have that Dota 2 beta key to give away, and I know everyone is excited as hell about that. So I think what we're gonna do right now, I think I know at least 3 of us are in the beta. Idejder, I don't know if you can say one way or the other or anything like that.
Not telling.
Not telling. Right on. Well, then you can just talk as a spectator then, or something. I suppose.
Fantastic.
Basically, I just want to, like, I know we've been in the beta. I just want to talk about kind of our impressions so far.
Well, like, the first thing I'd like to get into is playing Dota 2. It really makes me realize how far HoN has come.
Oh,
There's so much that has changed. They're really starting to spread themselves apart from being the same game into 2 different games. So now, like, I'm back to habits of going and getting a 0-minute rune and running to the secret shop.
Yeah, like if the genre were a ballerina and like HoN were the left leg and Dota were the right leg, I'd be really impressed with their flexibility because of how far apart they are.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that people are always saying. Like, Heroes of Newerth is just a Dota clone. Like, it's really not. Like, they're actually pretty different if you really get down to the fundamentals of it. I mean, yeah, the basics are right there. It's generally speaking the same map, although even the map itself is different than the Dota map. Especially the Kongor edits that they did, which I agree with completely 100%. On top of that, I mean, you don't have the rune at 0-0. You've got the courier at the start, so you don't have to buy a courier, which frees up your support a little bit, which I actually like quite a bit. And that's in the first game that myself and Cumley played of Dota 2, I totally, blanked out and was playing support. Didn't buy the courier, just went on to my lane and started doing my stuff, and then 5 minutes in, they're yelling at me like, "Where's the courier?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, this isn't HoN." So, I mean, there are major differences between the 2 games, and it really, I'm not gonna say like pisses me off, but it kind of frustrates me and annoys me a little bit when people say that HoN is an exact clone of Dota, because it couldn't be further from the truth. It really couldn't be further from the truth.
I mean, especially now. If we're talking about now, it is an absolute, like, I don't know, it's bullshit. But like, there was a time where it was pretty fucking close. Like, let's be honest. I mean, it was. Yeah.
Well, I mean, now you've got Dota has heroes that Heroes of Newerth doesn't, and then Heroes of Newerth has heroes that Dota doesn't. So I mean, even in that aspect of it, you're getting separation. I mean, you're getting separation from generally all angles except for the basic gameplay, fundamental game type. Like, it's still 5 people versus 5 people on a map with 3 lanes, and you have to kill the enemy's structure or make them all rage quit before they do the same to you.
Speaking of rage quitting, Dota 2's no lever protection.
Yeah, we need to take a moment to talk about that. Let me paint you a picture, okay? I'm gonna paint you a picture right now of the first time that somebody left the Dota 2 game that I was in. They left, and then it said that they abandoned the game, and I just had this moment where I was like, I stopped moving completely, and I was like, wait, they can't do that. That's not. You can't do that, right? Like, I was like, that's just it's a total social norm to me now that you don't leave games. Yeah. Like, you don't do it. It's not even an option. And to me, like, the amount that people are just fucking leaving, they're just like, fuck it. I am 100 GPM behind where I want to be. Just fuck it. I'm just gonna leave. It's astounding to me. It really is.
Well, at least now they've added the wins losses registering, and side profile thing. So I'm not sure, but I believe leaving counts as a loss. I sure hope it doesn't give you a win. But my only loss right now was a 5-on-2. I was clockwork. I had to go mid against the 5 other guys. Not 5 in one lane, but...
Good luck.
Yeah, it was a pain. As soon as pick started, one guy left and then 2 others left, and now I'm sitting at spawn with the guy who's AFK.
I mean, is there an idea at some point that leaves are okay because they want to make the AI advanced enough to take over for the player? Like, are they thinking that it's okay to not have lever protection because we have a fallback system? Or is it just not implemented yet and they're gonna have punishments for leavers? Because it's hard for me to envision the game not having some kind of punishment for leaving.
I feel like it has to go one way or the other, but I don't think an AI could ever make up for another player.
No, absolutely. Especially, once you get to any kind of reasonable level. Even just the communication factor is just not there. Obviously. Unless you can talk to the bot, you can be like, yo bot, what's up? He's like, oh, not too much, let's go push bottom. And you're like, alright, then I don't give a fuck at that point. I probably wouldn't even play online at that point. I'd play with bots when I talk about my day.
Someone in IRC just said there's also no forfeit, which is another big thing that I think kind of lends to the whole leaving aspect of it. You can't leave, there's no concede option at all. I mean, you have to let the game play out. Either everyone has to leave, or you have to destroy their base.
Yeah, but even all 5 players on the other team abandoning a game doesn't end the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that, if they would just even add that, like, you don't even have to have lever protection, just make a concede option, and I think that people will stay a little bit more, like a little bit longer. That's just my opinion, though.
Did anyone else see the Dev Dota 2 post saying that there is no intention for a pause feature in Dota 2?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Valve developer came out and said they do not intend developing pause.
That's interesting to me. Does League of Legends have a pause?
It does for competitive games, if I recall, but I'm not sure for public games.
And that's one of those things, like, if Dota 2 is, I mean, obviously with their $1 million introductory tournament, they want to be an esport, they need a pause. They're going to put it in. I guarantee you, they're going to put it in, eventually.
Well, during the International, I remember Toby casting saying the game has been paused because of a disconnect. So
referees can pause.
Oh.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, but players can't. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm not saying like what they're going to end up doing. They're still in beta. Things can change.
Right.
But as of right now, I believe only referees have that power. And I don't know what's going to change or anything. I'm just saying like what it is right now.
Yeah, and guys, just to get this out of the way, like, we're talking about the game that's in beta. This game is very early in beta. We're going to be talking about things that we don't like, and we're saying that in mind that it's beta, and we know that things can change, and we know that it's not going to be... So please don't take this as, like, fucking Dota 2 bashing, because we're just talking about what we're hoping is going to change as the beta proceeds.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very good, Cumley. Thanks for saying that and saving us some hate mail.
Yeah, like, there's a whole bunch of features that people say they don't have that I fully expect them to have, or else I'm gonna like head to desk really hard. But like pausing and matchmaking, or being able to concede, or leave-in protection, like these things are like you can't make a fuck MOBA, but you can't make a game like that without like you just can't make a game without these basic features anymore. They're not features at this point; they're the game.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
you just need them.
Yeah,
it's like making an FPS with like you can only have a pistol. There's no other weapons. Screw that shit. No.
I agree completely. Like I don't understand why they don't have them in, and I'm almost positive that eventually they're going to have to drop that whole we're just not gonna do it.
Yeah, so on the pause thing, I have the quote from Zoid, Valve developer here. It says, pausing is available in practice or tournament games only that have directly connected broadcaster or a referee spectator. It will probably not be available to public games and matchmaking.
Be right back,
Probably.
head to desk.
Probably. They said probably. It changes everything. Because probably means, well, let's see how much people bitch about this.
That's true. That's true.
I do kind of enjoy that when somebody disconnects, it's like, please wait for this person to reconnect to continue the game.
No, and when you try to DC from a game, like there's no lever protection, but it tries to make you feel like a dick. It's like
it does.
No, if you
Are
leave
you sure
the game,
you want to abandon the game? You know you're letting your teammates down.
But it's kind of like you're punching them in the throat, and you're kind of a dick. But you can, if you want to. I mean, I'm not telling you can't. Like that's literally what the message says.
Pretty much.
It's pretty funny.
Alright, so let's get into first impressions of Dota. When you first loaded up a game, joined, how'd you feel?
Okay, the first time I loaded up a game, the first time I loaded up a game, I watched a lot, but the first time I played a game, because I think that's the more important aspect of this. The first time I played a game, I felt clogged. Like, I felt like everything was slow, and not just like the game speed of how long progression takes and things like that, even when you're at the top of your game, but just everything kind of felt a little sluggish. Like everything just feels slowed down, like even actions and things like that, like characters seem to kind of take their time to turn to go to another direction. And I'm not talking like input lag or anything like that. I'm just talking like straight to turn. It just seemed it was like a nonchalant kind of deal, and like the whole feeling I'm kind of getting from Dota 2 right now is just this very nonchalant type deal, to where everything just kind of seems slow motion almost. And I don't know if that's just because I've been playing HoN so much, and it's a lot faster. Things are very responsive in HoN. Things happen, as soon as you tell it to do it, and things happen as soon as you tell it to do it in Dota 2. But it just seems like there's just a nonchalantness about the characters and their animations as a whole.
Yeah, I will say that the first game I played of Dota 2, I don't know if I was playing on a server that was far away. I don't know if I was playing on a server that was fucked up, but I literally had like a quarter of a second delay on every single click that I made, and it eventually went away. And the game still feels like it's got a weird, a different pace to it, where it's a lot slower.
So I feel like I say this, and I don't mean this as like any sort of bashing or anything, but I'm pretty sure that this is like just fact that there's built-in delay in the game, kind of like a Warcraft 3 did it, and the reason you felt it go away is because you got used to it.
No. There was a fundamental shift.
Oh, okay, then that's different. But there is a delay in the game. Like
no,
when you
still there.
Yeah.
And part of that is like during team fights, like I feel like I can kind of chill. Like I'm playing Priestess of the Moon, right? And I'm like leaping in and shit. Like I'm confident because I'll see every little turn that everybody's doing, and I don't know. Like I'm not sure what I like better yet, because they're both really fun, but they're fun in fundamentally different ways, and it's such a small difference.
Yeah, like right? People say like you can fix that delay in the console, but it's just like a default netcode thing that like when you issue a command, that command won't go through for X amount of milliseconds. I don't know off the top of my head. Like I don't want to guess and it'd be wrong and that'd be terrible, but I just know that there is some sort of inherent delay there, and it's to make up for people like from like playing somebody in Europe, so everybody basically has the same sort of delay going on. And I understand that completely. Like I understand that point of view. Warcraft 3 did it, and they're supposedly doing it in Dota 2. Like that's how the beta is right now. No idea if it's going to continue being like that, but I know we go like the other way, just do things as fast as they come, and people seem to really enjoy that. So
yeah. Now somebody just messaged me on Steam, Onia, and said it's because all heroes are supposed to ore block, and in HoN everything can do that, but in Dota everything can't ore block. Is that true? Where the attack animations don't have the same kind of cutoff points in Dota?
They have. There's a lot of attacks that have longer. At least old Dota. And I assume they made the same numbers in Dota too. But a lot of the attacks have really long attack animations, so it's a lot harder to ore block things. But I don't know off the top of my head. Like I can't say it for sure.
Right. That's just an interesting.
And that was one of my biggest deals. Was like it was so hard to get used to the new timing. I'm playing characters that I know how to play in HoN fairly well. And I know, I'm used to their attack speed. I know exactly when to hit to get that last hit. I know, things like that. But it was so difficult for me personally to kind of match that time with the Dota 2 version.
Yeah. See, that's something, I don't know, well, you kind of just touched on Pride. I'm having a really big problem last hitting in Dota.
That's what I'm saying. Like, once I get higher up there and I have, more of that leeway because I'm doing more damage, and obviously, I don't have to hit it at just the right moment. It's a lot easier at that point in time. But I mean, right there at the beginning of the game, when you're just you've got your base and maybe a few stat items. I mean, it can be very frustrating because you know in your mind, like if you were playing HoN, that would have been it. You would have just got it. You'd have got all of them. But then you're in Dota 2 and it's like you keep missing them and you don't understand why. You're like, my timing is perfect right now.
Yep, I had a big issue. Like early laning game phase, I was in a solo lane as Puck against Marana, and literally for the first 4 minutes, neither of us could consecutively last hit. It was just, I would maybe get it an eye, she would maybe get it an eye, I'd get one creep, but the health bars just kind of feel off. The creep, it's just something to it. I can't put my finger on it.
It might just be something that's like a get used to thing, which I understand. And for all the people asking, because I see a lot of it, orb walking is canceling the attack animation after the attack goes off and moving, and then attacking again. So like getting as much movement as possible between attacks. Yeah. So a lot of people are like, what's orb walking? It's like it's a term from like 6 years ago.
and things like that, like it's so ingrained in me as a HoN player. Like I was in the like way early betas of Heroes of Newerth, and like that's just so ingrained in me now from all this time I've spent playing HoN. That like orb walking and stuff like that, like boom, like that's just how it is. Like that's just how the game works. But and it's so different in Dota 2, and I think that's one of the biggest things. The other thing that really gets me, and I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or not, but when I hold, right, it doesn't hold. Like I press H.
Hold is different in Dota than in like HoN. Our hold is hold and don't attack, and in Dota it is actually not a Dota thing. It's a Warcraft 3 thing. Hold is hold position, but attack anything that you can possibly attack in range.
Yeah, so you have to go into the settings and disable auto attack to do what you want to do.
I was playing Priestess of the Moon, and I was doing javelins, and I was trying to cancel them, and I was like, why the fuck can I not animation cancel this javelin? And then I realized that in HoN I have spacebar bound to stop and cancel, and it never occurred to me that I have to do that in Dota 2 as well. And so I was just casting javelins that weren't like even at anybody. Like they would just go next to somebody and they'd be like, are you retarded?
And yes, for all the people asking, HoN's hold, if you hold, you won't attack. Like,
yeah, and I love that. I love that. It's the little things, guys. It's the little things.
So like you won't have to like spam like S key, you won't have to spam hold, you hit hold once, you just stand there and don't attack and don't do anything. And
that's one of my favorite things.
It's just like, we also actually made it so you can bind stop and hold to a single button so you can use the animation cancel. But the difference is just like there's just these differences in the games between the two, and somebody who plays a lot of HoN and is used to that sort of stuff and then goes to Dota, and it's not at all like that. And these games suffer from burden of knowledge really heavily. Like you need to know what the hell is going on to actually do well, and you need to know like this does this and this does this and this is what this button does, and there's no manual anywhere. It's just sort of like throw you into a spike pit and figure it out as things go along.
No, and I definitely agree. Like from experience, like now I'm to the point where I'm just sitting there having to like constantly press the H key so that I don't attack, and then whenever I'm ready to do it, and then of course you've still got that delay, so that's just adding more to what you have to think about, you know, with your timing. You also have to sit there and keep pressing that damn H key so that you can get your last hits in properly. And it's a little bit easier on a melee hero, but I mean ranged heroes, it's like you let go of that H key and it's an auto attack. So, but I'm glad you told me that you can turn that off, because that's awesome.
It's under game settings, but
that will help me out a lot.
Biggest gripe right now is lane control. I'm spoiled from playing heroes that have auras or rings of the teacher, and I could toggle it on and off. So I can push the lane, stop, pull back towards my tower, regain my positioning, and start pushing again. In Dota 2, I don't have that option. So as soon as I play Vengeful Spirit and start speccing into my passive aura, I'm just going to start pushing the lane super hard. Which, that's kind of tough when the last hit easily from that aura.
You can turn off Ring of the Teacher at least. That's good. It's not too bad.
And yes, again, for people asking in HoN, you can every aura that gives creeps a buff you can turn off and make it just be on heroes so you don't push lanes. And that includes things like Ring of the Teacher and items, and even things that do aura damage and things like that. We try to make sure at least you can turn off auras and stuff like that so we don't push lanes. Because I see a lot of random questions from people that obviously have never played a lot of HoN or got big into it, and big Dota players and stuff like that. You can turn all this stuff off in HoN, so that you can sort of play it as you want to.
Yeah. And I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Even with the Dota 2 beta out, like Heroes of Newerth is the best ARTS at the moment for me.
You know, let me just say
for
that
a long time. Like
No, go ahead. Finish.
No, go. I said what I want to say. I think it's the best, and everyone should try it. And I'm not saying it's going to be for you. Like, it's not for everyone. It absolutely not for everyone. But for me personally, and the spirit of competition that I have, and that I like to have that competition, I think that's the best one in terms of competition right now. Here's the Newerth is where it's at.
That's what I keep coming back to. Is like I have a small group of friends that I kind of always play my games with, but I only have a couple of them in the Dota 2 beta. So we'll get in, we'll play 2 or 3 games of Dota, and we'll be like, all right, I think it's time to go play some HoN, and we'll spend the rest of our night playing HoN.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that I really like, though, is that I really like both games, and they both fill, like, different moods for me. Like, there are times where I'm just like, I don't feel like playing HoN, but that mood that I'm feeling right now fits Dota 2 really well. And then there are times where I'm like, okay, and then I go play HoN, and it's really fun and fast paced, and it feels a different niche for me. And I really like that. I'm really liking both games, because I think for a while I wasn't sure. I was like, well, am I just gonna find which game I like better and play that one? But they fundamentally feel appropriate to me that I can sit there and play both. And I think we talked a lot about like what we don't like in Dota 2, but I'm really liking Dota 2. Like, it's fun.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. Like Cumley said earlier. Like, yeah, we're kind of like talking about some negative stuff right now that we don't like, but that's always what's going to stick out to you the most, is the things you don't like, especially when you're comparing it to original Dota or, you know, here's the Newerth, whatever you've been playing for forever, really. And those are the things that are going to stick out to you, because those are the things you're used to, and that's what you want to see in here, like in Dota 2, and you're not seeing that, so it bothers you a little bit because you're used to the way it was. But on that same deal, I mean, there are some great things about Dota 2. One of the biggest things that sticks out to me is the voiceover work in Dota 2, and how the characters actually interact with each other through their voices, and how their character animations, like when they're poisoned, they cringe and they look like they've been poisoned. They actually talk and things like that. Like, it's not like in Warcraft 3 where it's just a base talk animation. I mean, these guys actually voice things out, and they interact with each other on a level that I've never seen before, really, in a lot of games, specifically an ARTS game. I mean, you've got Lena Inverse and Crystal Maiden, who are sisters, and they actually acknowledge that, and they talk shit to each other.
On top of that, the heroes also talk to the player, which I really enjoyed. Like, when I picked up my Blink Dagger on Tidehunter, he made the joke about now we can blink on top of people to stun them. And when I picked up some strength items for Crystal Maiden, I was 4 and 16. She hoped that maybe I'd stop dying. Now, that's what Drewface just said. Are there any new features that Dota 2 is claiming to have that are going to be large improvements on the current Dota game type?
My favorite feature in Dota 2 right now is the ability to jump into games that are going on and just fucking watch them. And you can see the top games that are going on before you jump into it. You can see how far along the games are based on tower kills and things like that. And it's so easy to jump into and out of the games. And it's it's just fun when you just want to watch a game and you don't really give a shit. You just find one that sounds good and click on it.
If it wasn't for that, I would have been on this podcast. We were both in Dota TV last night, and you just hop on, hey, it's you, would you be interested in a podcast? Yeah.
Are there delays when they do that? Like, I have no idea.
We came to the conclusion last night that there has to be some sort of delay.
Yeah, because you can use a directed camera in that mode, which tells me there's some kind of delay.
There's no way that the AI is that smart to be able to pick up on that as it's happening. Like, there has to be at least a little bit of delay in order for it to distinguish where it should be focusing right now.
Also, a big thing is what we looked into was, could I spec my friend's game and tell him where the enemies were? Yeah,
that was what kind of brought it up. It was like, this is really awesome, but at the same time, someone could be on Ventrilo or TeamSpeak or Skype or what have you, and they could be.
Yeah. I'm being told there's a 50-second delay.
Yeah, that's what it seemed to be, about a minute. Like,
which is fine, but it's still exploitable. Like, it is still exploitable, and I don't think there's any way for them to not make it exploitable.
Yeah.
Because even though it's 50 seconds, you can still give information like ward spots. You can still give informations like they're grouping up and doing Kong, or in Dota 2 Roshan. You can still give general information that can turn the tide of a game. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Even with that 50-second delay. I mean, yeah, you can't tell them that, they're about to get ganked because that happened a minute ago, right? But you can tell them that, hey, there's a ward there, don't go there, go around it. gank or things like that.
So another saying is 30 seconds, not 50. But either way, yeah, like I understand it's awesome to be able to jump into like just a game and watch it and sort of thing, and we're listening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you really feel like you're a part of that game as well. I mean, it's not just you're in there and it's, you're just sitting there by yourself, and you're watching it happen. I mean, you're talking to the other people that are viewing it. You get to see in-game chat. I don't think you're able to hear like the voiceover chat, which would be awesome. But at the same time, I could also see it getting annoying if they didn't have like an option to only listen to one team.
You're only allowed to listen to broadcasters. You can't listen to actual players. But what I really enjoyed was that every game in matchmaking is up on Dota TV. So I was talking to this Dark Twist and Mr. Homer, the mods from our Dota 2, and we all were trying to organize a time to play together. And the problem was I was in a game. So instead, they came in and watched me and made fun of me as I was playing.
Yeah, no, but I mean, that's I have to agree. That would be my favorite feature right now, is the ability to, if you jump in, right, and this is one of my issues with Heroes of Newerth right now. I've got like my core people that I play with on a general basis, but if I pop in there at like 8:45 at night and they're already in a game, like I've either got to suck it up and play something else, or I get to click on them and watch it update once a minute.
Yeah, as I said, we're listening.
What's going on?
As I said, we're listening.
But no, I mean, like, it's awesome to be able to just jump in and actually watch their game, and you know exactly when it's going to end because I mean you're right there watching it. You're seeing it real time. It's not just like an update that kind of gives you some information and you have to use your imagination to actually kind of see what's going on, and it can be a bit boring and time consuming, and you feel like there's better things you could do. And I think that's going to be something that's going to keep players in Dota 2 for longer amounts of time. Is because they log on and their friends are already playing something. Well, they can just go ahead and watch their friends, and then when they're done, they can join up and start playing. So I think that's definitely probably my favorite feature right now.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of the art style and most importantly the effects. Some aren't very noticeable. My biggest gripes is like Zeus's chain lightning and Lich's ult. I hardly tell when those are going off.
Yeah.
But
no, that's true. Yeah.
Zeus's ulti, my whole screen turns into a giant lightning bolt and shakes. There's no way I can miss it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, one of mine was I had to kind of like double take because I didn't see it. Like, I saw a sniper shoot his flare, and I saw it go off, but I never saw where it landed because there were a bunch of creeps everywhere. And it's just like they're little spikes of brown, more or less.
It's like it's rains from the sky. It's whatever that is.
And so, like, some of them, I definitely think they need to colorize it a bit more because I think they went with the pastel, very neutral background, like, flooring and stuff like that. Trees are very neutral colors, very toned out. And I think that, and then they made the heroes and the characters, a little bit more lively, so it's a lot easier to see those heroes right off the bat. And I think that they should do the same thing with all the spells. They all should have bright colors to bounce off of that very pastel, very neutral backdrop that they have. And I think that that's what they want to do. It's just I think that some spells, need a little bit of work, to be honest. So that's definitely one thing that I'm like, I would love for them to do is just kind of go back and take a look at some of those spells. The other thing, and I know that a lot of people aren't really going to agree with me, but in the position that I'm in where, I haven't played Dota in years, I'm now having to come back and I'm having to relearn some of these things that have changed since, Dota 4.5 years ago to what it is now. And so I like the fact that they don't have the entire, 50,000 hero pool in the game right now, because it gives me a chance to learn the few that they have now. And then as they add more, I've already got these guys down, so now I can focus on the guys that they've just added, and I don't have to, pick and choose and stuff like that. And in the position where, I want to cast and be sort of in the esport communities and all of the ARTS games out there, I really like that fact. Now, a lot of players are, they don't like it because, their favorite hero isn't one of the ones that you can play right now, which, granted, is like, honestly, do you think that people want that but don't really understand the concept of that, like how much work that would actually put on the guys at Valve, and the fact that I think it would actually expand the time that it would take to release the game due to them having all the heroes in right now. Like, I don't know what you guys think about that from a design standpoint.
Oh, from a design standpoint, I want them to focus on more engine-y stuff just currently, but I'm kind of seeing the same hero picks every game after game after game.
Now, that's true.
It's just kind of, these are the best 13, 14, 15 heroes. We can pick an easy lineup and push crazy.
Yeah. I mean, hell, we saw that in the Invitational. I mean, it was the same bands and same picks almost every game.
Yeah.
It was just, you know, maybe this hero was on this side instead of that side this time, but, you know, that is one drawback to it. But again, you know, in my position, I actually prefer that there's less of a hero pool right now than if I was thrown into this, you know, with all, what are they, like 180 something heroes now?
Yeah. Well, I actually have no idea what it is. But yeah, I feel the same way about HoN. You know, I started in closed beta, and so I was able to dip my toe into the genre and really kind of get into it from there. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how fast they add heroes, how fast they're able to get them implemented, and all that fun stuff.
Sure, for sure. Is there any other like things that you guys really are enjoying about Dota 2 right now?
I mean, it's fun.
I'll tell you one thing. I kind of I feel bad for all the people. I mean, like, you can tell right now. I mean, look how many people are listening to this, and they're not even gonna tune in next week because they don't really care, right? They just want their fucking Dota 2 beta key, right? But they've sat through this entire show, right? They sat through this entire show. Probably half of them have never even heard of League of Legends. Well, I'm sure they've heard of it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they're sitting through this whole show talking about games that they may or may not play, and you know, they're waiting for that beta key. But there's so many people that want into this beta so badly, and like, you log on, right? Like, me and you, we log on. How many people are online? Like 100, maybe 200 at peak times.
Have you guys seen the eBay and the MPGH beta key selling?
No, I heard it got up to like 500. Yeah,
last I checked it was around 500. But yeah, some guy's just selling his beta key on eBay, and another guy claims to have over 150 beta keys. He's selling at $35 each.
Wow.
Shady.
That sounds like a scam.
I mean, yeah, there's not much you can say about that. It's probably a scam. If it's not, it's still shady as fuck. Like,
yeah, hell yeah, it is. But yeah, I mean, like, going in there, like, it's like an exclusive. Like, me and Cumley were talking about this last night. It's like an exclusive club there. I mean, like, there's no one. I mean, it's just you and like maybe what, like.
I haven't seen the matchmaking queue over 20 players yet.
No,
I did actually.
When it gets over 20 players,
I saw 24, but I queue all 3 because I have badass internets.
I mean, usually it finds somebody if there are that many people in the queue. So to be fair.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it really does. It feels like a very, and that's one thing I want to tell like everyone. When you get in there, it's not like you're just gonna boom get in and find a game and be in it. I mean, it takes some time to find a game. There's not a lot of people in this beta. Mm-hmm. Even with the all the keys that they've been giving out recently, there's still not that many players, and there's not going to be that many players. But we were lucky enough to get a few keys, and we are gonna give you guys one of those keys. And I think that's gonna wrap it up right now for Dota 2, right? Like, is anyone anything to say? Because we're like right at 8, but we didn't start till 7:30, so we're gonna go for another half hour.
Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and should we plug? Well, let's plug the Dota 2 video right now, because people.
Yeah, go ahead. That's your deal. Go for it. All right, here you go. Here is how you get your Dota 2 beta key.
Alright, so it's super easy. All you gotta do is go to my channel, Cumley HoN, on YouTube. Latest video, Dota 2 key contest. That's it. You just subscribe to my channel, because I'm a whore, and then you just comment on your favorite hero or champion or whatever from whatever game it is that you play, League of Legends or HoN or Dota, and you just comment in the comments. And then tomorrow, I think I'm gonna get home at like 10 o'clock Central, so it's not quite 24 hours from now. I'm just gonna do a random number generator, pick a random comment from the top that does number, and that's the person that's gonna win the key. So no poems, no carving a drumstick into the shape of your favorite hero or anything like that. Just nice and straightforward. So go ahead and go youtube.com/callmehon. You can be able to find the video from there. I'll go ahead and link it into chat to make it nice and easy. That's directly from the video if you're in chat. Otherwise, you can just go to the Callmehon. And yeah, just go ahead and do that, and then somebody magically wins the Dota 2 key.
Yeah, like we wanted to make it like as fair and whatever as possible, but we also wanted to give you something to do, because we don't just want to like randomly give it out to, you know, Jethro over here. So go subscribe to his channel, get him lots of subscribers, because he's a whore, and he feels a little sad because he doesn't have that many friends. But that's all right. You know, some of us love him. But subscribe, and then go ahead, put that comment there, your favorite hero, and then boom, you're automatically in for the random drawing. And that's, I mean, that's like the fairest way to do it, in my opinion. I mean, like, randomly. I mean, there's no like time limit to where you go in and you have to take a picture in some foreign country, right, to get your key. No, you do this, you're done, you get in. that's it.
You have to take a picture with a Brazilian player and a Russian player
At the same time.
Both
in their
held up
homeland.
over your head.
No, but I mean, that's how, I mean, I feel that that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. But we are gonna talk about some Smite here in a little bit, and we are still gonna give away that PAX Jax. But right now we are gonna go ahead. We are gonna take a quick music break, and when we get back from this quick music break, we're gonna tell you the details on how to get that PAX Jax, and then we're gonna talk about an upcoming game called Smite. And I'm actually gonna be interviewing one of the developers. I think actually the CEO of Hi-Res Studios, the guys who are creating the game. It's a very interesting, very unique spin on the ARTS genre, and I'm very excited to kind of talk about it and share the details with you guys. I've got actually some pretty good information on it. I've scoured the internets, and I've come up with everything I can possibly find to let you guys know just exactly what Smite is and what it's going to be like. So, with that said, let's go ahead and let me find some kind of song here. I don't even know what I should play. Here we go. We'll play some All That Remains. And when we get back, PAX Jax and Smite. Stay tuned.
You are listening to Newerth Radio.
Alright, and so you guys are like the real fans, because you're still here. We've already told you how to get the beta key, and you guys are still here, which means you guys are fucking awesome. Because we still got to talk about Smite, and we still have to get the PAX Jax taken care of. Now, the real question is how many people are going to leave after PAX Jax? That's the real question, because that's by far the greatest thing in the world, man. Now, alright, so we haven't really talked about how we want to give away the PAX Jax. Like, what do you think we should do?
I don't fucking know. Idejder, how should we give away something for a competing game?
Oh, hell if I know.
I enjoy that. I Google PAX Jax, and the first thing is all the codes to buy it on eBay.
You know what we could do? We can go make, well, no, because that would only be for listeners. I was going to say we can make a post on the League of Legends subreddit and then pick a random comment from that. But then it's not going to be for listeners. It's going to be for fucking any...
Yeah, and they have 20,000 subscribers.
We could do a post on the Cumley subreddit, which is highly popular. It's one of the best subreddits.
I don't know. Let's see. What do the listeners think? Like here's the best thing ever. We just we'll ask the listeners how they want to have the key, right? Or how they want to have the code.
Yeah, people are gonna pick whatever makes them win. I don't know. Whoever's
people
the
are
most
just gonna ask for you to give it to them. Yeah. I thought earlier it'd be nice if we could do like a random roll on RC, and whoever hits like 100, but I don't think we can do that.
No, there's way too much spam in there right now. Why don't we just we'll just make a post on the Cumley subreddit right now, and then everybody that comments, and then we'll just do a random number generator. Does that work? Is that a thing?
Yeah, if you want.
Is that a thing?
Okay. Let's see. There is here's how we'll do it.
Okay.
Here's how we will do it. The first person, right? This is here's what you're gonna need, because I want this to be as fair as possible. The first person who finds the. You're gonna need to load up YouTube right now. So you need to go to YouTube.com, right? Damn it.
And cough a bunch.
Yeah. You need to go to you need to go to youtube.com/OMFGCATA. Okay. What you need to do is find the very first video I ever made on OMFGCATA.
Wow.
You find me the very first video I ever, and it's not the first video, so don't even try that bullshit, because there are 2 people at OMFGCATA. The first one that I made, I'll give you a hint. It has to do with World of Warcraft and the Cataclysm beta.
Probably most of your videos.
Well, sorta. Oh,
Somebody get it?
Feigen got it. Feigen got it.
Right, Feigen.
All right.
Also known as Figgin. I like Figgin better.
Figgin, you like Figgin better?
Yeah, because that's like he's like.
Damn, he was on top of that. He was on top of that shit though. Like he was like, bam.
When you're gathering figs, you're figgin.
All right, so let me talk to this guy right here. And
looking the video 4,000 times is not going to help you, Mr. Zagful.
Congrats. Stick around. I'll give you your information after the show. Okay. Now, before everyone gets all like angry and stuff like that, like this was the first podcast, and we got things to give away from like 3 different games, and I'm gonna be interviewing the creators of Smite, Global Agenda, and Tribes. What was it? Tribes Ascend, right?
Ascend.
So the deal is this. Like, yeah, that was he got it and all that stuff, but we're gonna have more giveaways all the time, right? I'm gonna get some stuff from them. I might even be able to get you guys some access to that. Who knows? We'll have to find out. But we are always going to have stuff to give away. And so don't feel bad that you didn't win this time. We've got more stuff to give away. Hell, I'll even I gave a PS2 to a guy the other day. True story. Signed it and everything.
PS2.
Yeah, PS3. Whatever the new one is.
I got you a PS1, bro. It comes with fucking.
No, for real. He gave me $250 for it, but still, you know, I gave it to him. So
okay,
I think that was.
Of course, you sold him, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. No, I gave it to him. He donated $250, so I gave him a PS3.
I like it. I like it.
That's how I look at it. No. But yeah, we've definitely got a whole bunch of stuff that we can give away and stuff like that. But I mean, we just wanted to kind of throw that out there and whatnot. But let's talk about some Smite, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about some fucking Smite. I'm kind of excited about this game. Like, before we like move into this, what all have you guys heard about Smite?
So I know it was announced as, I believe it was announced free to play. I don't remember when, sometime related to either HoN or League of Legends doing something, but it was just like, hey, Hi-Rez announces Smite, free to play action RTS. It's third person, and it's got gods. That's all I know. I don't really know any gameplay details or much otherwise, so please inform me, Pride.
Alright, so here, like I said, I scoured the internets to find as much information as I could, and this is the biggest one is that it's a Dota style game, or an ARTS, or a MOBA, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but it's in the third person point of view. So it's not the standard RTS top-side down view that we're all used to and love so much. No, you're in there in the action. It's third person point of view. So you can't see directly behind you, so you can't see Pudge coming up behind you and you know, pulling you in there or anything like that. Like, anyone that comes up behind you, you can't see them. The only thing, you do have a map, and you can kind of see what's going on if someone else has vision there, but generally speaking, you can only see what's in front of you. But it is set up like an RTS style map for a MOBA type game, where you've got lanes and then you have to kill, you know, the big thing at the end. However, you do still have the creep spawns, you still have the towers, you still have the laning phase. It's still an ARTS style of game. Like,
That's what I really wanted to know is how, because from their Be Real, alright, so let's put this. They released a gameplay video of the alpha for PAX, but instead of using a trailer or actual anything, they call it a Be Real. Now in television, Be Real is like your extra film to use for filler. So,
It's like stock footage, isn't it?
yeah, it's like a trailer of stock footage.
Like a guy like cleaning a windshield, and then they're like guy eating a tomato. Like that's their trailer.
But,
yeah, they literally called it the B-roll.
All right,
So-
maybe somebody should tell them what that means.
the big thing I'm excited about is going to be the third game in this genre featuring Wukong, the Monkey King.
Yeah, well, speaking on that, like, the game is the title of the game is Smite, but it actually they have 5 different mythological families. They've got Greek mythology, Norse mythology, Hindu mythology, Chinese mythology, and Egyptian mythology.
No Christian mythology?
Well, they
Good
say
play
they
as
actually
Jesus,
want to
yeah.
have 9. I think they said they want to have 9 families. Basically, they want to have 5. I think if I'm remembering correctly, they said 5 gods or goddesses to each family, and they have 5 families. So there's 25.
25 total Smiters.
Yes, when the game launches. But they said that they want to get up to 9 of the norm mythological families, I guess you can say, and they want to have, I think, like 15 of each family by the time they're done.
A lot.
So that's pretty cool, and they're all gods and goddesses and things like that. But the way it works, it was announced as a free-to-play, and we actually do know how the free-to-play, microtransaction is going to work. They did actually talk about this. When you get the game, you start out with 1 god or goddess. They didn't say how they choose that, if everyone gets the same one, or if it's kind of randomly chosen when you sign up, which I don't know how they're going to necessarily handle that, or if you get to pick your first god or goddess. But more can be unlocked with played time, like silver coins for the Heroes of Newerth guys, or IP for the League of Legends guys. But obviously, if you want to take the quicker route, you can just buy them via microtransactions from the Smite store. Pretty generic stuff. But my biggest deal is you only get 1 starting out. That's it, just 1. And that, I wish they would, at least bump that up to at least 3. I mean, with the small pool, yeah, I can understand, you don't want to come out with 15 or 10, however much, I think League of Legends is like 8 or something like that.
I don't mind only having 1, but the thing is, I don't want to play 15 or 30 games to unlock somebody else. So if you give me 1 and I have a chance to unlock somebody after like maybe 3 or 5 games, then I have somebody who I can fall back on, have a really good understanding of, and then I could buy somebody who I think looks cool.
Yeah, definitely. But it's going to be interesting to see, how they kind of deal with that. But what they did say, and what we do know as of right now, and this hasn't changed as far as I know, right now when the game launches, you're only going to have 1 character starting out. And that's a drawback, but it's still an interesting deal, because the last little kind of point that I want to make about Smite is that the end game is totally different than any other ARTS or MOBA that we've seen yet.
Yeah.
The end of the game is actually a boss fight. A massive minotaur, like when you where we would go to the shrines and kill the world tree or the Hellborn shrine or what have you. There's actually a boss that spawns, and you have to kill. It's like Kongor inside the enemy's base, and you actually have to kill that boss to win the game. So while you're trying to kill that boss, you've also got their whole team trying to stop you from killing that boss. And at the same time, the towers that surround the final towers that surround that boss are actually these phoenixes. They're phoenixes that stand on this statue deal. And you have to kill them, and for every one that you kill, the boss is a little bit weaker, right? But if you go ahead and you kill those, the boss does get weaker. But if you get chased back and you have to go back, then those actually respawn. So even though you take one out, if you have to go back, it respawns, and the boss gains back its health and all that stuff. So it's a deal where when you're ready to go and fight that boss, you have to make sure that you can take it down, because when you're taking down those towers, if you don't commit to that boss, the towers are gonna respawn on you and pretty much rape the shit out of you because you've got the towers, the boss, and the entire enemy team on you.
Yeah,
by
see,
the
my
time you get to that.
my thing with that is that it's so fundamentally different that Idejder is typing really loudly.
Yes,
I
he
love
is.
you,
That's
Idejder.
Pride. Not Idejder.
Pride, you're typing really
No,
loud.
that I haven't. typed
Everybody
it
is typing really loudly.
I have not
It's so
typed at all.
different from every other game that it's really hard for me to even wrap my head around it. You know, until we really see it, until we really know what's going on. Like, I don't even know how to process everything you just told me. Now, like, I know that HoN games end in a boss fight. Like, if I'm in the game, because they have to try to kill me, and it might as well be a boss fight. But traditionally, I mean, it's not in there, so that's gonna be interesting. It'll be fun to play with, but it's obviously something I have to get my hands on before I can make any kind of judgments on. You know.
Right on.
People in the chat are saying Smite sounds a lot like Loco, but I have no idea what Loco is.
I don't really either, but yeah, I've heard that as well, and someone actually talked to that guy, but I have no idea, and I honestly didn't even look it up because if I haven't heard of it, it probably isn't that good.
Or Loco, that's a drink, man. That gets you drunk, gets you fucked up. Got caffeine, alcohol in it.
May have found it, but Land of Chaos Online.
Oh, Loco is the acronym for it. I thought it was like a Mexican. I'm sorry, yeah, Mexican.
Yeah, energy alcoholic drink.
No, I thought like Loco, like it was like a action real time strategy game that was like Mexican themed. Like, oh, I bought a chinchilla, now I can. Or chimichanga.
Loco.
Yeah, chimichanga is like Doombringer.
I have a chimichanga. Time to bring out the Doombringer.
I feel like we're losing a lot of steam on this, guys.
Well, no, really what I want to talk about is how do you think this third person deal is going to work? Like, I think that's the biggest thing about it. Like, they're taking a generally top-side down view of something and they're putting you inside of the game in a third person point of view. How do you think that's going to affect things? Like, real quick, because I mean, we don't have like that much time.
Yeah, it's gonna butcher your information gathering, right?
Yeah, it also depends on like what skills they use. You can't bring them to something that you can get somebody off screen.
Mm-hmm.
So it also changes like where you're gonna be positioned. A lot of things depend on it, but I really
not necessarily, because we saw in that video that I think it was the Zeus looking dude jumped pretty far to get to someone else, and that he can do that from behind.
Zeus is the guy in the cloud. There was a guy with the spear that was Nord, I believe. But like one of the woman with the crazy dagger things that was slashing around, she just dashes right up behind somebody. Now in a third-person game, there's no way they could see that coming. So if there's like an easy gank path to get behind somebody and just rush them down, you can blindly attack them every time.
That's true, and that's. I don't know, but I still think it's going to be interesting, and I think it's going to be something new and something fresh. Now, my biggest deal is how attention grabbing is it going to be, and how much is it going to keep that attention? Like, yeah, it's a nice, awesome little idea, but and it sounds good on paper, but in practice, I can't say whether it's going to work or not, and that's kind of my biggest deal, and that's why I'm really itching to get my hands, or well, more or less, get my voice. In the ear of the developers to kind of, pick their brain a little bit about how they're trying to implement this and make it work in this genre.
Yeah, use your tongue, not your voice. It'll be more effective.
Will it? Okay.
Yeah, I learned that in school.
Right on. So that's kind of what Smite is, and so I mean the whole point of this though was to plug the shit out of my interview, which will be this Sunday on Nordrasil Radio, and you can go to the front page of NordrasilRadio.com right now and actually look at when the time is. I'm actually going to do that for you right now though, because I'm a nice guy. It's going to be on Sunday the 2nd of October at 1800 CEST, noon Eastern Standard Time here in America. So 12 o'clock in the afternoon here in America, 1800 CEST across the pond. And we're going to try to get some nice information out of those guys. We're also going to be talking about Global Agenda and, of course, Tribes Ascend, which Marks is apparently really... Or no, you're really wanting to talk about Global Agenda, huh?
I also want to talk about Tribes. They're making 3 really interesting games.
That's
not anything.
And that's going to be so fun to talk about next week.
It is. It definitely is.
Sunday, tune in.
But definitely tune into that, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be doing that with Idejder, and it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to talking some Smite, getting right there and on the ground floor. Like, I don't think they've talked to a whole lot of people about it, and I really appreciate them giving me that opportunity to, make them say things they're not supposed to.
Yes.
So, that's the point of a good interview, right? The more stuff that they say that they're not supposed to, the better the interview.
That is my constant goal in every communication I have with anybody from S2.
But right on. And don't forget, guys, myself and Cumley, we do have our own separate YouTube accounts. Mine is youtube.com/thesmokinggamer. Cumley's is youtube.com/CumleyHoN. Mark's, Idejder, do you guys have anything you want to plug? I mean, this is we're plug time right now. What do you got?
Nothing.
Nothing? Really?
Reddit? How's that?
Yeah,
Reddit.
there we go. Reddit. Go to fucking reddit.com/heroes of /r/heroes of Newerth. The best Heroes of Newerth community on the fucking internet, and I will stand by that for now.
For now, congratulations.
And actually, interesting note, both Marks and Idejder are there quite a bit, and they do talk and stuff like that. Just but watch what you say, because they can't ban you. So.
And here's a new reddit.com/r/Dota2, probably one of the top 20 Dota communities. Step it up, boys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Step it up.
Step it up.
I'm just kidding. I love you.
Quit bitching about the beta keys.
Don't
seriously.
Oh, and while I have the floor, I'm just gonna give a shout out to everybody that's been bugging me throughout this entire cast. So shout out to Ali52, shout outs to Flower and Messenger and Simply Bad and Pork Chop and Fat Man and You Man. Seriously, everybody's bugging me this entire time, and I love all of you guys so much. And Fat sent me candy from Canada, and I love him for it. It's so awesome, guys. Send me candy; it's delicious. I love it. That's all I got.
Right on.
Yeah, I didn't know I could shout out, but
Yeah, go ahead, shout out.
I mean,
You got Nigma, you can shout out to Nigma. You
I
guys
can talk to Nigma anytime. That's not important. Might as well say hi to Cthuluphant and Mikus, because he pinged me in IRC.
Kudos to him. Shout out to Miniman999, who apparently doesn't feel very loved.
Yeah, I'm getting
shout out to Rolo, Tony32, Zuthus, and D Bizzle, and what was his name? Figgis, right? Figgins.
No, 'cause he's figgin'. He's getting figs. That's how I remember.
Congrats.
Shout out to
on
Troy
Figgins
Potts
for
for sending me a frowny face.
Right
Sorry,
on.
I stepped on you.
Send me Figgin. There we go.
Lithium and twitch.tv/Mig from Hell. Sometimes I play on that stream if you guys want to hear me rage when I'm drunk.
And a big thanks to everybody that keeps playing on and get through it, because we had all those server issues. But now we're past that, and we're better, and have big balance patch and big features coming up that you'll see in the next few months.
And some major shit coming this Friday to Years of Newerth.
Exactly.
So, oh yeah, I'm super excited. Like I'm not gonna sleep.
The balance patch we've all been waiting for.
All those people are like, "Oh my god, this game has 0 balance," and I'm like, "You have 0 brain cells." So it doesn't really matter what you have to say to me, but definitely looking forward to getting all of these changes that we've been working on them for a long time. It's just frustrating to hear all the people who are like, "This game is clearly the most broken game ever." No.
I did my part, so I can't say shit.
Yeah, I'm looking at you over there.
Shout out to Pingu. God damn it. Pingu.
And biggest shout out to Malikan.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to S2. Shout out to Idejder and Marks especially, guys. Thank you so much for coming on and shooting this shit with us. It was so great to have you guys and be able to just actually throw my questions at you. Really, really great that you guys came on for us.
Right on.
It was a lot of fun. I'm glad that got a chance to do it, that's for sure. It's fun to just come on these things and just talk sometimes, because like we work all day on this stuff and we get so much done, and I spend like most of my day patching like 5 different clients of the game, like to test and RCP and retail and Garena things and all sorts of stuff like that. So, and then we work on all sorts of stuff and script things and big features, and it's just great to finally let people know some of the stuff we're working on. It's like a small fraction of it, but
Indeed. So when are you gonna get Malikan on the show for us?
Yeah.
good luck.
And here's my serious question though. So when can I take my tour of the studio?
Probably when you're in Michigan.
There you go. When are you going to fly me up?
Yeah, seriously, I'm no, hold on, no, because Blizzard's flying me to has flown me to their headquarters. What's up, guys?
All right, out of my department, that's for sure.
All right, right on, guys. It was a hell of a lot of fun. That's the show, though. We are done. I'm proud. I'm very proud. Pride is proud. Go figure.
Son.
Go fucking figure, right? No, great fucking show. Had a lot of hell of a lot of fun. Hope you guys had fun. Hope the listeners had fun. Cumley, I don't really give a fuck. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next week because this is weekly. So we'll be back.
Bye
next
bye.
week.